Love the Ravens as much as we do? Then smash that subscribe button and stay locked in with Flock News for all the drama, updates, and excitement all season long. The sports world woke up to a stunning, almost cinematic development today as Drake Jackson, one of the most electrifying young talents in football, seemingly made a move that no one saw coming. The whispers started quietly on social media. A single photo circulating where Jackson appeared clad in an unmistakable shade of purple, a color synonymous with a team whose history is rich with unexpected legends and dramatic comebacks. Fans immediately began connecting the dots, theorizing about trades, free agency decisions, and the potential domino effect this could have across the league. Analysts on Twitter were frantically trying to decipher his intentions, breaking down every subtle clue in his wardrobe choice, his hand gestures, even the background in the photo. The image spread like wildfire, with commentators debating whether this was a prelude to a formal announcement or merely a teaser to test the waters of public reaction. In a league where color and symbolism can carry enormous weight, Jackson's purple attire ignited speculation on an unprecedented scale. It's not every day that a single outfit can spark a frenzy that has fans, insiders, and rival executives scrambling to interpret what could be a career-defining decision. Within hours of the photo surfacing, sources close to Jackson began dropping hints, though no official confirmation had yet emerged. Every insider tip that circulated added fuel to the fire, from cryptic social media comments to suggestions that he had been in private meetings with front office executives known for their strategic maneuvers in the draft and free agency. Rumors suggested that contract negotiations, which had been quietly ongoing behind closed doors for months, might have reached a decisive stage, prompting Jackson to make a statement without saying a word. Sports blogs lit up with speculative posts analyzing his career trajectory, comparing his potential fit with various rosters, and projecting what his presence could mean for a franchise hungry for a game-changer. Fans dissected his past performances, weighing his speed, agility, and clutch playmaking against the needs of teams rumored to be in pursuit of a top-tier talent. Even commentators from rival networks weighed in, highlighting how Jackson's skill set could complement existing stars and fundamentally alter team dynamics. The purple attire became more than just a fashion choice. It transformed into a symbol of anticipation, signaling that Jackson's next move could redefine both his career and the landscape of the league in the upcoming season. By midday, the chatter had reached a fever pitch, with speculation now transforming into a near certainty among the most well-connected insiders. Analysts began constructing detailed scenarios about how Jackson's potential team shift could impact the standings, playoff probabilities, and even draft strategies for other teams anticipating his decision. Social media platforms were flooded with fan reactions ranging from ecstatic optimism to skeptical criticism, with hashtags trending and fan theories multiplying by the minute. The narrative had evolved beyond the initial image, now encompassing contract value projections, marketing opportunities, and potential shifts in fan loyalty. Commentators debated whether Jackson's rumored move represented a strategic masterstroke by his representatives or a high-stakes gamble with enormous consequences for both the player and the franchise involved. Pundits dissected the historical significance of purple in the league, tracing legendary performances by past players and drawing comparisons that made Jackson's potential move feel almost mythic. Every angle seemed to reinforce the notion that this wasn't just a routine transfer. It was shaping up to be a seismic event, a storyline that would dominate sports coverage for weeks, if not months, and perhaps define an era for the team in question. Amidst this storm of speculation, insiders hinted at the atmosphere within the locker room, where team executives and players alike were reportedly bracing for the shockwave that Jackson's decision might unleash. Sources suggested that meetings had been convened to discuss potential schemes, playbook adaptations, and long-term strategies to integrate a talent of Jackson's caliber. Coaches were said to be evaluating the fit meticulously, considering not only athletic prowess, but also the leadership, charisma, and locker room chemistry that could come with such a high-profile acquisition. Rumors even suggested that rival franchises were reassessing their scouting priorities and trade targets, anticipating a ripple effect that could reshape the competitive landscape. Analysts pondered the psychological impact on the fan base, recognizing that a move like this could reinvigorate ticket sales merchandise, and overall team morale. Meanwhile, commentators speculated on Jackson's own motivations, debating whether this choice was driven purely by athletic ambition, personal branding strategy, or an intricate combination of both. As the hours passed, it became increasingly clear that this purple statement was not a mere coincidence, but a calculated move designed to send shockwaves through the entire football ecosystem. As the day wore on, even the casual observer could sense the growing magnitude of this development. Sports journalists, bloggers, and podcasters scrambled to verify sources, cross-check reports, and assemble narratives that could adequately capture the magnitude of Jackson's apparent decision. Every minor detail of his life, from past interviews to social media interactions, was suddenly seen under a new lens, as analysts tried to decode the underlying signals. The league itself appeared to be on high alert, with executives quietly coordinating to anticipate the consequences of a move that could destabilize traditional power structures and create a new epicenter of talent. Fan communities, fueled by excitement and speculation, began creating elaborate projections, imagining how Jackson's integration might unfold across different formations and matchups. The color purple, once a simple identifier, had now become emblematic of suspense, a visual metaphor for uncertainty, ambition, and audacity. It was as if the entire narrative of Jackson's career, and potentially the trajectory of an entire franchise, was being condensed into this single, powerful, symbolic gesture. By now, it was impossible to ignore. The football world was on edge, watching closely, fully aware that a monumental announcement could arrive at any moment and change everything. By evening, rumors solidified into a consensus among those in the know, hinting at a deal that could see Drake Jackson officially joining a franchise whose legacy is intertwined with purple jerseys, iconic plays, and dramatic victories. Sources suggested that negotiations had reached a near-final stage, with financial terms, incentives, and endorsements all falling into place. Media outlets cautiously approached the story, balancing the excitement of breaking news with the need for confirmation, knowing that premature reporting could backfire spectacularly. Fans, meanwhile, were buzzing with anticipation, creating a groundswell of expectation that blurred the lines between speculation and reality. Analysts began dissecting the potential matchups, envisioning how Jackson's speed, agility, and versatility could disrupt defenses and open up opportunities for teammates. Pundits highlighted the historical significance of such a move, comparing it to previous league-altering acquisitions and pondering the long-term impact on championships, rivalries, and player legacies. As night fell, the atmosphere was electric, saturated with the feeling that the football world was on the cusp of witnessing a transformative moment, one where a single, enigmatic gesture, the donning of purple, signaled the arrival of a new chapter in Drake Jackson's storied, evolving journey. As the night deepened, whispers of Drake Jackson's impending alignment with the Ravens grew louder, transforming the rumor into a near-certain narrative among insiders, analysts, and fervent fans alike. The Ravens, a team historically known for their resilience, strategic mastery, and the uncanny ability to seize game-changing talent, suddenly appeared at the center of a storm of speculation. Sources hinted at private meetings, late-night strategy sessions, and subtle hints dropped in interviews, all pointing toward a calculated acquisition that could redefine the franchise's approach to offense and defense. Social media exploded with reactions, memes, and debates, each fan attempting to predict how Jackson's athleticism, agility, and dynamic field presence would mesh with the team's established stars. Analysts dissected the implications on roster construction, suggesting that Jackson's versatility could allow the Ravens to implement new formations, exploit defensive weaknesses, and elevate their competitiveness in ways previously considered improbable. The city of Baltimore, already fervent in its support, seemed to collectively hold its breath, imagining the dramatic effect of a player whose reputation for clutch performances could amplify both fan excitement and the team's strategic options. Every media outlet that touched the story emphasized suspense, reinforcing the narrative that Jackson's purple-clad teaser was not just a stylistic choice, but a harbinger of a seismic shift in professional football. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Inside the Ravens organization, the atmosphere was reportedly electric, tinged with cautious optimism as executives and coaching staff evaluated the potential integration of Jackson into an already formidable roster. Confidential sources hinted at extensive analysis of game footage, playstyle compatibility, and psychological assessments to ensure that the player's transition would be seamless both on and off the field. Conversations among veteran players reportedly ranged from strategic curiosity to palpable excitement, with many imagining the ways Jackson's explosiveness could alter defensive matchups and create scoring opportunities that were previously unattainable. Analysts speculated that the coaching staff might adjust their playbooks, incorporating innovative strategies that leverage Jackson's speed, field awareness, and game-changing instincts, potentially reshaping the team's offensive identity. Social media chatter, fueled by leaks and insider tidbits, portrayed fans as both impatient and exhilarated, constructing elaborate scenarios in forums, podcasts, and comment sections about how a player of Jackson's caliber could tilt playoff probabilities in favor of the Ravens. The purple imagery, initially interpreted as symbolic, now felt almost prophetic, suggesting that Jackson's rumored arrival was destined to generate not just immediate excitement, but a sustained shift in the cultural and competitive identity of the franchise. Every angle examined reinforced the impression that this wasn't simply a player transfer. It was a potential transformation of a team, a city's mood, and perhaps the league's landscape itself. As speculation continued, attention turned to the financial and contractual dimensions, with experts analyzing the possible structure of Jackson's deal with the Ravens and the ripple effects it could create across the league. Insider reports suggested a complex agreement, balancing salary cap considerations, performance bonuses, and long-term incentives designed to secure a commitment from a player of Jackson's high-profile status. Analysts debated the strategic genius behind the potential contract, noting that it could serve not only to secure elite talent, but also to signal the Ravens' ambition, attract complementary players, and elevate the franchise's brand presence. Media coverage highlighted parallels to historic deals, where high-stakes negotiations catalyzed both immediate excitement and long-term organizational shifts. Fans, meanwhile, speculated about jersey sales, marketing campaigns, and the visual symbolism of Jackson donning purple, which had now transcended fashion to become a narrative shorthand for audacity, ambition, and a new era in team identity. Commentators predicted that even rival franchises would feel the pressure, potentially altering draft priorities, trade strategies, and tactical approaches in anticipation of the competitive advantage Jackson could provide. The rumor, once tentative, was now a multi-layered saga involving athleticism, finance, strategy, and fan psychology, capturing the imagination of an entire football ecosystem while keeping everyone on edge about when, or if, the announcement would be made official. Meanwhile, pundits and sports commentators began exploring Jackson's potential impact on the field, delving into granular analyses of his previous performances and projecting how his unique skill set might redefine the Ravens' offensive and defensive schemes. Discussions highlighted Jackson's versatility, speed, and instinctive playmaking, suggesting that his presence could force opposing teams to alter game plans, adapt defensive alignments, and anticipate explosive plays on every snap. Analysts speculated about the synergy with existing stars, considering how Jackson could open space for running backs, receivers, and quarterbacks, ultimately elevating the team's overall effectiveness. Social media narratives amplified these projections, with fans creating simulations, mock game scenarios, and speculative highlight reels imagining Jackson in critical game moments. Some insiders even hinted at psychological factors, suggesting that his competitive mindset and leadership qualities could influence locker room dynamics, fostering cohesion and confidence among teammates. Media reports, while cautious, emphasized the historical resonance of such high-profile acquisitions, likening Jackson's rumored move to past players whose arrival catalyzed championship runs and enduring legacies. Every rumor, speculation, and insider tip seemed to converge toward a single conclusion. Jackson's purple-clad teaser was more than symbolism. It was a declaration that the Ravens were positioning themselves for a dramatic transformation, both strategically and culturally, that could reverberate through the league for seasons to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.